Hello everybody, this is Serpent, and welcome back to another episode in Dungeonstalker. In the last episode, we did some stuff with the spawning and loot in that previous level, the one that is currently under the massive pile of dirt. That spot there, well, I won't go into too much detail about it, but apparently I used world edit a little bit wrong. There was a command I didn't quite know the use for, and I was spamming it all over the place, and it wasn't really doing anything. Turns out it was. And now we have a very nicely speckled platform there. In any case, what I want to do today is continue on... Where is it? Here. No? Yeah, okay. What I want to do here... No. Where's my world edit toolbar? I don't think that's it. No, it's number 3. There we go. Apparently I have 2 world edit toolbars, one of which is worthless. I guess that frees up a slot. Anyway, what I want to do today is carry on where we left off and make basically another level, the cosmetics, and maybe spawning of another level, depending on how long it takes. So my idea for this one, you know, there's probably some way of doing this that's a bit better, a bit more organized, but I'm just placing the levels wherever, willy-nilly. Yeah, so we're going to put this one here. Okay, yeah, now that that's sorted out, I want to make it into a sort of valley-like crag. Although I don't think valleys and crags are the same thing. There's probably something different about them. Although, I don't know what it is, so I'm going to use the word interchangeably. Deal with it. No. You can feel free to correct me. Anyway, I want to make a valley or a deep crag straight down from where the straight down from the ceiling here over to the corner there. Just a deep valley running through it, although that's probably not a long enough deep valley. Yeah, we'll probably want to put it somewhere over here, actually, as in quite a long one, or at least have the option of doing so. So yeah, I'll dig down here, and we also want to figure out what block to build this out of, because we don't want it to be stone bricks. That's just a placeholder block. And it's something that I want to put there to make sure that people can't get stone early on by digging through the wall and getting it. But it isn't what we want the end result of most of the levels to be made of. So if we look through here, what would be a good crag or valley block? A big, it's going to be a sort of rocky one though, so we don't want it to be mud and clay and stuff, although that looks plenty cool. It's just going to be a different style. So, I think at this point we can probably give them cobblestone. We just didn't want it for the first part and then the part after the first part. I think it's okay to give it to them now though, so cobblestone and stone are viable blocks for our palette. But then again, we also might not want to use them if we want a different style that doesn't involve those. And we could just pile up some stone somewhere to give it to them, or not give it to them at all. We could be cruel, continue our reign of terror. But yeah, we might want to make it out of cobblestone and stuff. Actually, mossy cobble and normal cobble could look cool. And then perhaps gravel. Slabs and stairs could be used as detail, but we don't want that in the main palette, obviously, because then we'd have slabs that looked... Oh, can't demonstrate, but just leaving gaps everywhere in places that look ugly. So, not those. Oh yeah, cyan clay. That could... I keep closing my inventory. Cyan clay could be good. I've got a little impulsive habit to press E whenever stuff is slowing down. It's like someone saying which I also do, but it's a little bit more annoying because I'm talking and then boom, or I'm explaining something and then it's just so weird. I don't know why I do it, but it's a weird habit. Anyway, yeah, the the side terracotta could work too. I'm going to figure out the rest of it off camera though, because I've talked over enough of it. Now we have two styles here. I decided I wanted to try something a little bit different from this because it's very similar to our previous build style in the level right before this one. So I wanted to try and mix it up. And this one could be good if we did it right. If we did choose this one though, I would remove either the birch planks or the endstone bricks, because I don't think you can really have both of them. They sort of differ away from the sand in a close difference from the sand, a close distance to the sand, I guess. But they're in the opposite directions. That's my sort of mode of thought with this, and I think putting them both together is just a little bit too it doesn't work properly. So I think probably we would get rid of the endstone. At least we could let's just try it on both sides. I mean, we might as well. Let's just pop some of this down and I don't know, do that, and then on this side we can get rid of the birch planks and see which one of the two we like better. I actually like that a lot better, just because this differs a little bit too much for a main block, in the ground block. For buildings it would look good, just a little bit different, but not all that much. Maybe an almost highlight, just, I don't know, something. But this one can actually be mixed in with the ground, I feel, so I think this one will look best as a ground block. So we'll probably, let's see, we'll probably do maybe 5 different ones, and we'll have it be 2 parts, or we'll have it be 3 parts sandstone, 1 part this and 1 part that, 1 part endstone and 1 part sand. Oh wait, I just realized you can use this stuff as well. Might look better than the endstone bricks, in fact. Yeah, I think that does look better. So we'll have it be this stuff instead of that stuff, but still the same ratios. And there we have it. Yeah, 3 parts sandstone, 1 part sand, 1 part endstone. And now I think we can try and dig a thingy through it, see how that looks. We want to take this, I would assume, and brush it with a... is it double slash or single slash? Okay, single slash. So we want to brush it with a sphere and set it to air, maybe radius 3. So what I was thinking of doing for this, we'll start at this end because it's going to go from there to there, and I don't know quite if we'll be using the whole thing here, although it does seem like a good size, so we'll probably be doing so. And I was going to just do this, basically. Just dig through it like so. We'll leave a little bit of a jagged bottom, but that's actually exactly what I was going for, so I think that'll be good. And I think it'll look good if we put a little bit of an overhang on one side. We might want to get rid of the a little bit of the sand. So let's try this, just see how that looks. And you can already see that it looks pretty neat from the top even. But if we're in it, how does it feel now? It's too uneven at the bottom. I think this part here, just right here, if we look at this, it's almost what I want. It still is a little bit too uneven, even then, but just as long as we smooth things out a little bit, I think this will... wrong one. I think this will actually work. So maybe if I give this sand a little bit of time to settle before I do the next clearing, it will make things look a little better. Let's try that, because what that'll do is just let us, well, not let us, it'll just, ooh, we are definitely getting a bit of a circle pattern in the ground there. But by letting the sand settle, we're going to get rid of a larger percentage of it with the brush, because it'll land. This thing doesn't get rid of entities, so if we let the sand fall as we're clearing, all the sand will land on the bottom. That's what we were seeing a little earlier. But if we let some of the sand fall and then just clear a lot of it, it will just allow us to see that one did what I was talking about. It'll just allow us to make it'll allow us to make it a little bit more clean, and I think that's definitely nothing to be sniffed at. Okay, so that's a fairly clean bottom. I think probably we do want it a little bit more messed up than this, because you can clearly see the 3x3 spots where I did use the brush. But if we travel through it, yeah, I'm liking the feel of this. It definitely feels like a sort of rip through the ground, and like I said, just to get rid of a little bit of that 3x3 visible sand ground, if I go through and just punch a bit of it, and maybe place some blocks, well, then we should be able to get a fairly decent looking, fairly decent looking terrain. Although, I might be doing some of this badly. I'll go over it multiple times and just try and make it look good. So, let's see. How did that look? I think the part up there looks pretty much exactly like I want it to. It's definitely a ravine, a sort of rip through the land, and the uneven bottom is nice, because that's also what I was going for. I think that's a pretty good starting place. We'll also want to, of course, add some details, but that can be a little bit later once we've got the base done. So I have indeed gone over the bottom, like I said, and it does look a lot better now. Not quite, well, okay. Not quite so many of those square 3x3 holes, and you may also notice a little bit of a change. There are two of them now. It's a double helix, although not quite. But the point is, we've got one ravine going like that, and another one going like that, and it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I've got this one a little bit thinner. It's supposed to sort of be a side ravine. There's going to be some sort of loot here, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be pretty valuable, because it's actually surprisingly hard to find that thing. See, it's way up there. But there's also going to be a little bit more loot on the rest of the secondary one that's not quite so valuable, because it is a little bit thinner and a lot easier to get to in the rest of the second one than it is in that little part. So you can quite clearly see right here that there's a space up there and a space over there, and if you miss it there, then you can also easily see that, I assume, and if you miss it there, there's also a bit at the start where you can see it as well. So I am assuming that the people will find this thing, at least. So that's the base of it done, and what I want to do now, like I said, is to put in some details. The first thing I want to do is grab ourselves a brush, sphere, gravel, maybe one. See how that looks. I want to see what that actually does before I start using it, though. So let's say dig a little hole right here where no one will ever find it. And that's what a sphere 1 looks like. That might still be a little bit big, honestly. So let's break that down a little again. And let's equip a sphere 0, maybe? Ah. Yeah, okay. That's what that does. Can I do a 0.5? Oh, I might actually... Yeah, I can. Whoa. interesting. So how does that look down here? Because that is about the right size. So if I put one there... yeah. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. I'm thinking just big clumps of gravel on the side of the wall will look good. Maybe if we rough it up a little bit more again, like we have the rest of it. Yeah, good, good. And then we can just sort of spam a little bit. Yeah, I think that adds to it quite a bit. Any details really do when you have such a blank canvas. So that's what it looks like now. I'll just fly through it. And you can see I put some up on the side of the wall too. I think that looks nice. If we go over a little bit more, we've got some piling all the way down. That's what I wanted to see, right there. And basically I've just spammed clumps of gravel around. And it looks pretty good. I like it. So what we're going to move on to now is more details, because that's what we want to do here. I think webs would look nice here, because they are about the same color as that, and they would look quite... I don't need to go into my inventory to find them. And they do look quite similar to this. They look like they would belong in an environment that, such as the one we are creating. So I'm going to try and just create another brush. Maybe this one will be of size 1, and we will do cobweb. I think that's the right one. Size 1. New. What is it? Web. Okay, just web. They're called cobwebs in the game, but web, sure. There we go. So once again, let's just try that. I mean, we know what it looks like. We don't have to go up and try it. Never mind. So maybe... yeah. Is that too much web, though? There is such a thing as too much web. Yeah, it's just too deep, so let's undo that. And another one, right? Yeah, okay. So let's also try the 0.5. See how that looks. Again, a bit much. So undo, where's that? Okay. And let's try 0. Now, I think what we ought to do here is just forego the brushes, because they input things into the wall, or they set things into the wall, see, they replace the block. And I think it would... what? Huh? Weird. Huh. Not sure why I didn't do this one. And I think it would look better if we just placed it on what is already there. So I'm going to just try and go around, spam a few webs here and there, like that. Yeah, that definitely looks a lot better than setting it into the wall. And once again, it is another detail, so it also improves the general look of things as well. So we are looking quite a lot better now. Maybe a little too many. Maybe a few too many spider webs there, I don't know. But generally they're quite nicely spaced. I think it turned out pretty nicely. So we're going to move on from the spider webs now as well. And I want another liquid in this one, and I think lava would do nicely. So we'll just try and put some lava in. Let's just grab ourselves a bucket, a little bit easier than doing a brush. And we might as well just plop one down somewhere and see how it looks. Let's try not to get too many of the webs. I don't want to replace too many of them. That's a little bit annoying. Let's see. There are an awful lot of webs though, so maybe difficult not to get one. Alright, let's see how this looks then. I guess we'll let it flow and place another one somewhere. Maybe there. And then another one here, maybe. Another one here. And another one here. Sure. Maybe the first one's done flowing now. No, not entirely. Might be a little bit obstructy. Might obstruct a little bit too much. Although, I don't know, it's pretty good. Wouldn't want to do that if you were actually playing the game. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. Maybe we'll see what this one looks like as well. Again, it looks alright. Looks pretty good, but I don't want too much of the track obscured by lava. Once again, same issue, but does still look pretty good, pretty nice. Let's break that. That way the lava won't spread there. So let's try and not put these too often, because they do look pretty good, but once again, we don't want them obstructing the entire map. That's the issue. So maybe the 4 we have so far, I think it's 4, are pretty good, pretty well spaced for that area. So we want to keep that going by maybe placing 1 here and 1 here, and then we'll have 6 total. So maybe 1 here, and then another one over here, say. Sure, I'll let these flow and then we can check it out. So here they are. I think these 2 look pretty good, especially from up here. Down here, once again, they do obstruct the path a little bit, but since we don't have too many of these lava streams, I think that's going to be alright. Just as long as we don't have too many of them, then it's not going to be as spammy as we need to avoid. So we do need to give them a little bit of cobble, I think, though. So I've equipped a stone cobble brush thingy, and we're going to put mounds of cobble just lying around in this map. So once again, we have deprived the players of cobble up to this point. So we don't. I think at this point we should stop doing that. I think they've went through enough of the map without cobblestone and the cobblestone tools that we might as well just give it to them now. After all, we have given it to them in chests as well. So I think just plopping cobble around the map is a perfectly good option, and it looks good too. So that makes a nice addition. Let's see, maybe another lump there, and if we go on a little bit more, nope, nothing to go on to there. So this side though does need another lump, maybe a big old lump like that. It's a lot of cobble. Maybe a little bit much, but looks alright. Just as long as it doesn't obscure the path as much as it was almost about to do, then it should be fine. So that doesn't really add a whole lot to the map, really, because it's a very similar texture to the gravel lumps, which look rather similar. But I think that's something that was a good addition. Maybe we can put one here too. Say, like, oh, that was a bad one. And another one. Say, like that, or so. Maybe a small one, because this is where they're going to spawn, and we don't want to obstruct their spawn as much. We don't want to obstruct their spawn more than we already have, really. In fact, maybe less than we already have would be good. Yeah, okay. Let's, oh. I keep randomly punching things. Luckily this is supposed to be a messy style, so it's not a bad thing to do. Alright. Oh, maybe we could put some sort of a miney cave sort of thing right here. I was just looking at that right there, and it seems like a pretty good idea. Let's see. Maybe we punch a nice 3x3 like that. Maybe a mine shaft sort of thing. So fences on the side might look good, like that, say. And a wood block in the center is always nice, like that. And then we can have just some sort of chest here. And we might as well make it a trap chest with TNT under it. Because if it's a mine shaft, then it has to have TNT. That's how things work. There we go. And I probably want to remove that before putting the stuff in it, the loot. So I will remove that and maybe put a sign on it for myself later that says trap trap me. There we go. Trap me. There we go. So, yeah, I think that's about right. I'm going to think a little bit and see. You wouldn't want to think too much, just a little bit. So I'm going to think and try and figure out if there's anything else we need to put here. But I think it's looking pretty good. Ah, the finishing touch. Dead bushes. I think that's going to look pretty nice. I've used think 4 times in the last 2 sentences. So let's not. But yeah, if we scatter these around the place, it should look pretty nice, because I mean it should just look pretty nice. Not a whole lot of reason to it. Alright. I'm going to scatter these then, and I shall see you in the at the end of it. And I think that's about that. So let's take a walk through it, straight through the cobwebs, take a look at what we've done, and see how it all works together. Hopefully it does all work together. I like the feeling of the crag itself, of the valley itself. It makes a nice well, it's just a nice feeling. Gives the right sort of impression. And you can see the cobwebs and the cobble and the lava and all that stuff. And the bushes add a nice highlight every now and then. So yeah, I think that's looking quite nice. And this location here is where we're going to put the little house thing. It's just going to be the same one as the one that we put in the last level, so I don't think I'll really show it too much on camera. But I think that's about all I think that's about all the time I have for today. So, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.